Jimmy McAllister found the net. Goal for Wednesday.
Terrific goal by Shayna.
Chris Waddle, is he going to have a crack?
Oh, he does, and it's goal. Still Glenn Wheeler. Aidan Flint wins the
Is there time for a winner?
Absolutely gutted that we couldn't hold on in the end. What a win that would have been. However, that being said, we have to be pleased with another point, another 2 goals and another battling performance under Henrik Pedersen. Hello and welcome to Wednesday Till I Die podcast. I'm James Mappin. This is The Debate Show, the weekly show dedicated to Sheffield Wednesday, where you can come up and have your say. Got something to get off your chest? Maybe you just want to have a whinge and a moan. This is the place to do it. If you're on YouTube, then please do get in the comments. If you're over on X Spaces, then hit that request to talk button on the bottom left, and I'll bring you up and we can have a chat. A few things before we do get underway. Make sure you do vote for us in the Football Content Awards. The link is in the description. We've been shortlisted in the Best Club Content Creator category for the Football League. Would really appreciate it if you could spend literally seconds, that's how long it takes, seconds to vote for us in that one. Again, do really appreciate it. Also, just a quick plug for the Patreon membership. We've got over 280 members at the moment. Can we make it to 300? Head over patreon.com/WTID pod. Plenty of content over there for you. We've got a match day special from Matt. He was at Birmingham yesterday, declared match fit, of course, much to the disapproval of his wife. But yes, he was there yesterday. Witnessed that 2-2 draw against Birmingham, so you can hear that one. I would say all the sights and the sounds, but there's no sight, it's just audio only, but you get the point. You can listen to that one. I've also got the preview show, which I'll be recording tomorrow to look forward to ahead of the game on Saturday against Coventry. There's also access to the Discord server, so yeah, do go over there and sign up. Best place to go is just go to our Twitter at WTID pod. Click on the link tree in the bio, and all the links are there that you can feast your eyes on, and you can find the Patreon over there. Right, what we're going to be talking about this evening, I think there's quite a lot to come out of yesterday. First of all, we can talk about the performance last night as a whole. Ended Birmingham City 2, Sheffield Wednesday 2. Stansfield gave Birmingham the lead inside 10 minutes, but we stuck to the game plan. Went in at half-time level thanks to Jamal Lowe's first goal of the season before taking the lead in the second as well. George Brown with his second goal in 3 games. He was at the back post, put home a delightful cross from a Barry Bannon free kick. And then right at the death, added on time, at the end of added on time, Damari Gray smashes it in off the bar. Absolute heartbreak. I do actually think as well, I don't even think it's going in. I think it's actually Ottugbeyo that puts it in. But anyway, doesn't matter. It's 2-2. A valiant performance. But what did you make to that performance? Any key takeaways for you? Who was your man of the match? Who impressed you the most? Just, come up and let us know. Get in the comments. If you're on YouTube, come up and press request to talk. I can see I've already got Ted, Gavin, G and Cherie as well that want to speak. I'll come to you in a second, guys. Let me just bring you up first so we can make that a little bit quicker. We can also talk about these 2 guys who I feel like they've been spoken a lot about in recent weeks, but we can't not talk about them again. It's Ernie Weaver and George Brown, that is. I thought Ernie Weaver was absolutely immense last night. 3 tackles, 9 clearances, 4 block shots. 2 of those were almost certain goals as well, by the way, either half. As for George Brown, he didn't start, but came off the bench, took his chance. That's his second goal of the season for the 19-year-old. What did you make to the pair? Have we stumbled across 2 absolute ballers in the youth setup? Do let me know. I mean, it's not all positivity, though. Of course it isn't. This is Sheffield Wednesday that we're talking about. We can, of course, talk about the unpaid wages once again. Players apparently going to refuse to train over the wages issues, if you believe certain news outlets, and I don't blame them, personally. Wages being late for the 5th time in just 7 months is absolutely ridiculous. They were paid on the 11th hour last time before Leicester. They were paid at the end of August. What's going to happen this weekend? Will we be getting another statement from the players? I know I would fully stand behind them refusing to play this weekend. What's your take on the whole situation? Please call up and let me know what you think. Get in the comments. I mean, a player's going to come out and talk. I mean, we've already seen Barry Bannon come out on a podcast. He's also been on national radio as well, talking, saying things that he's perhaps not said before either. So, it would not surprise me if we heard from other players as well, maybe. We'll see. And it's also been over Sky Sports News today, points deductions. We haven't been given one yet, but that's what I want to discuss really and get your thoughts on. Do you think we'll get a points deduction? If so, how many? And also when as well? Because I think that's a big, a big talking point as to when that points deduction's going to come. I mean, for me, I think we haven't been given one yet because we're still in the midst of kind of breaking rules left, right and centre. You just look at the amount of embargoes that we've got. 5 when I last checked earlier on today. I'm sure number 6 will be coming probably tomorrow, if not the day after. But, also as well, if we were to be given a points deduction now, there's already talk about kind of games getting called off and disrupted and stuff. If we get a 12-point deduction now, then we'll be adrift at the bottom of the league and people will be thinking, well, what's the point anymore? No, what's the point in we're not going to... What's another points deduction? Because that's not, if you get on the pitch, it's going to be points deductions and stuff like that. If relegation's nailed on, then it doesn't really matter anymore, does it really? So I think also, I mean, for me, I think it's probably going to be some sort of suspended points deduction. I mean, what you've got to remember as well is the points deduction is there to stop football clubs from exploiting the rules. Like, I know it sounds stupid, but if they was to not pay the staff for 6 months and that was kind of an unwritten rule and they get all the money in one lump, that means that they might be able to spend more money in January and then they get the money back. There's those sorts of loopholes in place. But we haven't gained any advantage. We're at the bottom of the league. Well, we're not at the bottom of the league, third from bottom. But we're going to be there at the end of the season. And if we already get relegated anyway, that's kind of your punishment. You don't need to have another points deduction on top of that. But we'll see. I think it's going to be a suspended one. And if it happens again, then we'll just get given those points off. But I'd love to know what you think. Cherie, before I come to you, I'm just going to read some comments out. Dill says, evening lads. We've got Chris in the building as well. We've got John. Daniel, evening lads, enjoy it at Birmingham last night. So proud of the lads. Yeah, I think that is the word, proud. Dill says, get Brown on it. Get Brown on it. Steve says, evening all. Jake, evening people. TUF following Wednesdayites? Question mark. Not sure on that one. Not seeing that. Timbo, is a points deduction likely? Well, we've just been talking about that. I've no idea. I haven't got a clue. Matt, evening all. Gutted we didn't get the win, but in the grand scheme of things, the result was a win for us. Yeah, it's just annoying, in it, like last minute equaliser. He's a bit of a sickener. Andrew, Chansiri will be getting a semi, thinking about the pennies he can get for Weaver and Brown. Keep your comments coming in. I will try and read as many out as I possibly can. But let's come to Cherie first. Cherie, how's things? You all right?
Yeah, not bad, thanks, James.
Good. What do you want to talk about this evening, Cherie?
Last night.
Yeah, what did you make to it? Absolutely gutting that we conceded so late. But yeah, what did you make to it all?
I thought it weren't a bad performance. Like, I can't grumble with the result. We got a point away from home.
Yeah, we did, yeah. And those performances away from home have been all right so far this season, haven't we? Leicester, we were unlucky there not to come away with anything. Obviously, Bannon gets the red card. We managed to salvage a point against Wrexham. We then beat Pompey, and then we've gone to Birmingham, and on another day, we could have won that game. I suppose you could, when you look at them all, other than Wrexham, the others, the Leicester game that we lost, we could have won that one as well. Like, we've been all right away from home, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, I mean, who was the person that stood out for you yesterday?
Oh, that's a tricky question. I've got to say, Harry Mass,
yeah,
and George Brown and Ernie Weaver.
Yeah, all the youngsters have been turning in some quality shifts. Ernie Weaver, Did you see those blocks that he made? One in the first half, which
Yeah.
looked a certain goal, and then one late on in the second as well.
Yeah, he did. Brilliant, brilliant.
What's your thoughts on him? Obviously, we've seen him obviously he was playing in the cup games. We've seen him now. He's played, I think he's played all 90 minutes in the last 3 league games as well. He's kind of making that centre-back position his own now, isn't he, really?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you impressed with Ernie Weaver?
Oh, yeah, really impressed.
How long is it going to be until you get Weaver on back of your shirt, Cherie? I mean, obviously we're not buying shirts at the moment, but you know what I mean.
Probably next season, maybe.
Look, in a few weeks' time, it might be an option when you buy your shirts from those well-known other places that you can get shirts from. It might be there. Weaver, I forget what his number is. What's Weaver's number? Does anyone know off the top of their head? 20-something?
I can't remember.
Go on, have a guess. Have a guess, Cherie. What number is Ernie Weaver? What squad number is he?
Okay, I've got it. 30.
Is he number 30? I was wrong then. He is number 30, yes. That was quick. How did you get that so quick? Anyway.
I don't know. I just thought, no, it's not 20. It's definitely 30.
Great stuff. Cherie, is there anything else you want to talk about? I mean, players haven't been paid either, so effectively, yesterday they were almost like volunteers, weren't they, really?
Yeah, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, for crying out loud.
Yeah, it's just one thing after another, isn't it, Cherie? It's just never
Yeah.
ending. 5 times out of the last 7 that they've not been paid. Whichever way you dress it up, it's just not acceptable, is it?
No, it's not. Like, I don't know why the EFL can't step in, because now it's got to a point where enough is enough. We can't carry on the way we are doing.
Yeah, it's just one thing after another. 5 embargoes that we're under now. It will be 6 in shortly when the player wages one gets added on as well, which I think it's going to either be tomorrow or the day after when that one lands. Which it's just embarrassing, isn't it, when you look at it straight? Like, no other club like it. No other club is going through this sort of hardship at the moment. It's just it grinds you down, doesn't it, Cherie?
Yeah, it does. And I thought on Saturday as well, they had a good performance, but the referee was absolutely atrocious.
In what way are you referring to the amount of added time at the end?
I'm on about the QPR game.
Oh, sorry, apologies. That wasn't. You're just not very consistent, were you? In
No.
kind of the giving advantage and not giving advantage, and then pulling it back, or it just didn't really let the game flow, and didn't really understand the rules. If I'm being perfectly honest, what did you make to the handball then at the weekend? Because I thought it was nailed on, but I've heard other people saying that they didn't think it were a nailed on penalty. What was your thoughts?
I don't know. It's a tricky one to be honest with you, James.
Well, so if you were the referee, are you giving that as a handball, or are you letting that go?
I would definitely give it as a handball.
Yeah, for me, it's just his hand. It's unfortunate and it's annoying, but if that header's going goalward, like whether he meant it or not, it's hit his hand and his hand's in an unnatural position. Whether you can argue, he's jumping, his hands are going to be up, all that. But like when you're in the 6-yard box and you've got your hand in the air and it hits your arm, it's going to be handball. That's just the rules. It's not anything else. He's not going to get a red card. It weren't deliberate. So
No.
it just is what it is, isn't it? It was just really, really frustrating now. But
and last night, I don't know where the hell 8 minutes came from.
Well, it was more like 11 by the time they'd finished, weren't it? It was
Sounded like it, because obviously he played way over the 8-minute mark, and then look what happened at last minute.
Yeah, well, I mean, Palmer went down as well, didn't he? But again, it's just that consistency. Like, it didn't feel like a game where there was that many stoppages. I know Bannon was down for a little bit, but they weren't. I've seen games with longer stoppages and have less time added on.
Okay.
And it just comes back to that consistency part. Birmingham were at home; they were throwing the kitchen sink at it, and the longer the game went on, the more kind of likely it was that they were gonna score. I mean, I was hoping we were gonna hang on in the end, but
I did.
Like at the time, it was really disappointing. But I think when you take a step back, Cherie, and have a look at it, actually, a point is you'd have took a point before kick-off, wouldn't you? Really?
Yeah, definitely. Going back to Saturday, it was so nice to finally see us score a goal at home. As soon as that ball went in, I'm like, yes, finally, we scored a goal at home.
I know, we're scoring goals for fun away from home. I think that's third game on the bounce that we've scored two
And we
two
finally
goals in.
scored one at home.
Yeah, I know exactly. Well, hopefully we get some more this weekend, but it's going to be tough, isn't it? Coventry are talk about a free-flowing, free goal-scoring side. They've scored plenty of goals already this season, but yeah, it's going to be interested on Saturday. Do you give us any sort of chance? Because it's 3 games in a week. There was only one player that was rested, and that was George Brown from the side that played on Saturday. So do you expect the same team to go out on Saturday again? I mean, there is an international break after this one, so we will get a bit of rest. But what's your thoughts?
I'll probably expect the same lineup. And as well on Saturday, I got my shirt signed.
Oh, fantastic! Who by?
So I bumped into Deshaun Bernard.
Okay. Did you ask him how long he's going to be out for?
I said, "How's the recovery going?" Blah de blah, and he said, "It's going well. I'm on treadmill now." And then he got his pen out. I'm like, "Hold on, like, do you want your shirt signed?" I'm like, "Yeah, please."
Oh, excellent! That's great stuff. So
I got my home shirt signed on Saturday by Bernard.
Brilliant. How many other people have signed it? Or is it just Bernard so far?
Just Bernard so far.
Are you going to get it signed by anyone else?
Maybe.
Well, hopefully by the end of the season you might get it signed by all of them. So
It'd be nice if Ernie Weaver signed it.
It would be, yeah. I mean, not that it's going to be a season that we can really look back on. I mean, it'll be a season that we can tell the grandkids about. You know, I was there, 25, 26, that season where, you know, where the players never got paid on time and things like that.
And I've been really impressed with Harry Math.
Yeah, he's like a twinkle toes, isn't he? I just wish we had another one on the other side, personally.
I know, it's just that kid is just something different.
You can tell he's come from where he's come from. You know, not saying that everyone that comes out of Man United is like him, but you know, he's definitely got something about him. You can see why he's played. All right, not many minutes, but he's played some minutes in the Premier League last season as well.
On Saturday against QPR, he had an excellent performance. And they had another one last night.
Yeah,
and I thought Ingleton put a shift in it all last night and on Saturday.
The only thing was, I thought last night he just neshed that for the first goal for Stansfield. Props could have done a bit better in that challenge.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
He just neshed it a bit, and he's got to be stronger, really. But I know he's.
And like I just said as well, Ingleton put a shift in last night, and he put a shift in against QPR.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Ingleton. Just his work rate more than anything else. I think and obviously as fans, we
obviously
that.
As well, right now, despite the players not getting paid on time for September yet again, they're giving their absolute everything on that pitch, home and away.
Yeah, you're right, definitely right there. Cherie, anything else you want to say before we move on?
And also the staff are the absolute backbone of this football club.
They are, yeah, and Henrik's come out and said that they should be paid before the players, which
which I completely agree with Pedersen saying that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I don't think Chansiri really cares, does he, at the moment? Because I was going to say, I know that Dai Younger paid players and didn't pay staff to kind of get around points deductions and things like that, but I don't think Chansiri really cares.
And I don't blame Jamal Stone choice either.
Yeah, so I was about to say subtle, but it wasn't very subtle at all, was it?
No, but I don't blame his Stone choice for that.
No, definitely. Well, we might see others start speaking out in the not so.
And bring on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. Go on then, give me a score prediction, Cherie, for Saturday.
Oh God, I'm going to be really honest here.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I'm going to go for 1-0 Wednesday.
1-0. I thought you were going to say a Coventry win there, the way that you started that off.
No, actually, 2-0 Wednesday.
Well, look, I will snatch hands off for a 2-0 win.
I did predict that against QPR, but someone scored that penalty went straight out the window.
Yeah, well, let's see if any victory will be a good one. I mean, I think you're being a little bit optimistic, if I'm being perfectly honest, but we'll see what happens. You can tell.
Yeah, I don't want Coventry to win.
Well, no, but of course we don't. Nobody wants Coventry to win, do they? Cherie, massive.
It'd be nice if we get a Sheffield double.
It would be nice. Well, we nearly had one yesterday, didn't we? But we just couldn't quite hold on.
We nearly had one yesterday. But we still got one anyway because we drew and they lost.
Well, not yeah. the Sheffield double is us winning and them losing, isn't it? Really. So we'll.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
We'll see. We might get one on this weekend.
Are you going on Saturday?
I will be there on Saturday. Lunchtime kickoff, don't forget as well, 'cause it's live on Sky.
Yeah.
So I will be there.
Yeah, I'll be there as well.
Great stuff. Cherie, massive thanks for joining us this evening. Do really appreciate
Thanks,
it.
James.
As always, thank you very much. I'm going to read some comments out and then I'm going to come to, I'm not sure who was next. Let's come to Ted next. But let me just read some comments. If you want to do exactly the same as what Cherie's done, press that request to talk button on the bottom left over on Twitter Spaces if you are watching us on YouTube. At WTID Pod is where you need to go, and you can come up and let's have a chat. Andrew says, I'd sooner take the points deduction now rather than the League One penalty. Yeah, George, whatever points we end this season on is what the deduction is going to be. Can you imagine if we finish on 0 points at the end of the season? That would be embarrassing. Johnny, a massive points deduction will just make the games have less importance to them and reduces the competitiveness of the league. Yeah, that's my point as well. What the players going to do is, they are dying for the badge at the moment. They are putting all their effort in, which you'd expect any game to be like that anyway. But when there's more riding on it, when they can be, we've been written off. How many times have Sheffield Wednesday been written off in recent years, and they've managed to overturn it? So certainly Barry Bannon will be thinking, right, this is another chance. If they get slapped with a points deduction, they're not all going to be in it together. And also as well, you then think, well, we'll just play the kids. It doesn't really matter. There's no jeopardy at all. And yeah, I think there could be some big hammerings coming our way if that was to happen. But who knows? Who knows what the EFL are going to do? Stephen says, no idea when from the same place, but it's weird. New Avenue has changed to projects from Finances Company registered first in 2004. Not sure what you mean about that. And it's James, by the way, not Matt. I've not got a Brummie accent, so I feel like that is a bit of a, not a bit of an insult. That's the word I'm looking for. So with them not getting paid, HMRC not getting paid, are insurance policies for players getting paid? If not, what would happen if a serious injury occurs? Good question, Nat. Don't know the answer. That's probably something for Kieran Maguire, I would imagine. Let's come to Ted then next. Ted, how's it going, mate? You all right?
Yeah, not bad at all, mate.
Good. What did you make to yesterday, Ted? Couldn't hold on in the end, could we?
Yeah, well, I'm going to go on about that possible embargo or point deduction. That's what I'm going to say first. I'm going to say, if they're going to give us one, if there's a precedent where somebody's had one for saying things we've done, we're going to get one, aren't we?
Yeah.
So if we're going to get one, I'd rather have it this season. If they only back to next season will just be a stepping stone to League Two, won't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm the same. It has happened previously, though, hasn't it, where teams have been given a points deduction the following season. But you do realise that whenever it comes out, it will be, he'll object to it, won't he? And
might get reduced, but we need it this season. We're going to get one. Have it this season, otherwise we're guaranteed League Two, aren't we?
But that's the thing. We haven't been paying players for quite a while now, so you'd have thought it would have been sorted already, and we'd have just been adding on to it every single time. But I think the fact that it's still ongoing and we're not out of the shit, are we? Do you know what I mean? We're still breaking rules. So if not, first of all, they need to get hold of him first. Nobody knows where he is, do they? Nobody's heard from him.
No.
Last we saw him, we're in Mayfair having that meal with his family. Other than that, we haven't seen any correspondence from him whatsoever or heard from him. Last time we heard from him was in that when he was slagging off the American consortium, weren't they, saying that they were telling lies and stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's probably an issue. But I do agree with you though, Ted. I'd sooner have it now because having it next season's no use to nobody, is it?
According to that Jordan fella, that's on TalkSport. He says, now that's happened now. He says this new moderator, what's coming, whatever it is.
Yeah, independent regulator. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to he's got all he needs now to get rid of him. He says it's up to him now. Can just get him out now. Tell him to some club or we'll sell it for him.
Well, my understanding is
should be
that
gone.
not everything's not already sorted yet, or is it? I don't.
Well, anyway, a woman that's got a job in it, but going to start something like November 1st. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, but I'm sure when Kieran Maguire was talking the other day, when he came on, that he was saying that it's not all. Everyone's not appointed yet, but I don't know. It is a bit of a minefield, that independent regulator. I hear some people saying they can't do anything, and other people saying that it's our only hope. And I'm sat here not really sure. I was kind of pinning my hopes on it, if I'm being perfectly honest. And then people are saying, how can they force someone to sell? But this is the whole point, isn't it? This is going through. This is going to be law, like, you know. So people saying, oh, you can't force him to sell it. Well, that is it now. This will be law, and it says that's what has to happen. So irrespective of whether people say you can or you can't, tough like that. If
there's another rule in that, we're either the last season or this season. If there's another rule in that for EFL to give more power, they could challenge any club in football league to open the books and let them look at them. They can't deny them access to the books. They made that ruling to check to see if they got enough funds to see season through. So why haven't they done that then? EFL. That's what's bugging me. Do you know what he's doing? He's got no money. Just get it all him in and sell up your books up like. I see your books. You've got to do it. If he says no, he just sticks it above law, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, is that not? Obviously, we're under an embargo for future financial information. Is that not kind of partly down to that bit? I mean, I'm sure they can't just look into the account. Well, that's what the accounts are, aren't they? Really, like they get published and you can see that all those sorts of numbers.
Well, that's what that ruling was. I'm sure it was since that Reading double defects. It's no ruling that EFL could look at anybody's books. They couldn't refuse them to make sure they got enough funds to see the season through. Well, he hasn't. But why haven't they got it? And I've wrote them. I've emailed that EFL. I don't know how many times. And I've even said them. I said,
did he get back to you, Ted? Ted, did they reply to you when you emailed the EFL?
Just a box standard reply. What they send everybody.
We are looking into your inquiry. We'll get out of office. Auto reply.
They're looking at him like, I get that. We are looking into what he's up to. Like, well, get something fucking done then.
Yeah, it's just really frustrating, isn't it, when we're in the midst of it all, and it's just happening all around us, and it feels like it's just getting so drawn out. And when people just
tell you what, no, James, these young kids what's come through, they made a little bit of difference. Fellas haven't made a bit happier.
Yeah,
and it just shows you, like, if he was a sound-minded football owner, him. And I got these young guys. If you listen to his staff, his manager, his coaches, they said, we've got some really good talented kids here. Get these on long-term deals before somebody takes them off us for peanuts.
Well, I was saying that yesterday on the watch-along. I said that Ernie Weaver, if we were at any normal football club, Ernie Weaver would be given, he'd be straight into the manager's office, or it'd be like, there'd be a piece of paper on the table, and it'd be a new deal for 5 years. Do you know what I mean? With various bonuses attached to it, and if you play 20 games, it goes up to this. If you play another however many, do you know what I mean? And it'll get up to some sort of normal first team wage.
That's why he's skint chance here. He won't listen to people, football people.
Well, no, but
when he's gone. You know what happens when he's gone? You'll get all proper football people in club, and they'll turn it round with next to no time. I know they will.
Do you know what, Ted? I actually. It might sound sad, but like you just dream of kind of what could be at Sheffield Wednesday, and people talk about being an untapped potential. And I think it really, really is. Like, we will, as fans, we'll spend our money on anything really. I just go back to kind of the Peterborough game and then beating Barnsley. That you could have, we sold so many memberships, and that were just people to try and guarantee getting a ticket at Wembley. I think the memberships were like £50. So they were adding like another £50 onto the top of the Wembley ticket, which is already another £50 probably. However much them tickets were.
No others will come in straight away. Get rid of all these old Ramble shirts, like get them to charity. Get his own shirts in, like they'll go off, they'll fly off at peg straight away. No one will not charge silly prices, and he'll sell twice as many. Show him how it's done.
Yeah,
they run it properly. Anyway, as regards match last night. First half, I thought, well, rubbish. Couldn't put two passes together. Second half, he come out. got lucky with that equaliser, didn't we? Like that. But see that Cash, he was playing for Derby. He was their captain. I thought he was their best player.
Yeah.
He's the only player I took off for him. And it's shocking. You want to get shut on him, don't they?
Yeah, Birmingham don't like him at all.
Oh, they give him that. Well, I can see why now. He give us that goal, like, and second half, he come out. Obviously, they had a word like him, got his passing game going, more into the game. And say about that equaliser. Did he go for keeper? Crossbar and go for keeper and go in there. So I couldn't see.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, I've only seen that angle kind of from people doing a vlog in the stands and stuff, and when you see it from the Sky cameras, Ted. Sorry, Ted. When you see it from the Sky cameras, you can't really tell. But Otabeo's just obviously trying to get back on the line, and it comes down and just hits him. But I mean, I don't know if it was going in anyway. I've no idea. But it was a bit of a melee.
The reason we've lost that one tonight, well, last night, was our thin squad we've got.
Yeah.
You know, we're all like, you can see them flagging last quarter of the game, couldn't you? And you obviously take us experienced players off and only got kids to put on.
Yeah, I mean,
you can manage a game with 2 or 3 young guns, and we've got 2 or 3 exceptional ones. Like Karabat just started, Hamas, and Weaver.
Yeah.
Right? They can manage with them, 3 young guns. And second half, like, when we're on defence all the time, and he's taking experienced players and putting young guns on again. We end up with like a shitload of young kids on pitch, and you can see all part of went to pieces, isn't it?
Well, you can see that as well, though, because Palmer looked like he needed to come off, and he ended up staying on, and then he kind of almost went up front at one point. And I'm just looking now. George Brown came on 69 minutes.
Yeah.
The only other subs we made were Sean Fisher that came on for Barry Bannon on 86, and then the other one was Otagbeo on 95 minutes for
He's never used all 5 subs yet, has he? Since he's been here.
No, I don't think he has. And when Sean Fisher came on, Barry Bannon, that game, it was an onslaught at the end. Once we went 2-1 up, it was just a barrage of kind of Birmingham coming forward and forward, and obviously
they're equaliser, by the way. Last point is they're equaliser. That's down to Henrik. That he knows rules. He just try and clock down. He put Otagbeo on 90th minute. 8 minutes they got up and he's saying they found some extra minutes somewhere. That referee from somewhere. I thought, from thee. You'll make us rules are. You'll make us substitute. It's a minute and a half extra.
Yeah,
I mean, 3 minutes.
Look, everyone does it though, Ted, don't they? Really, I think it's just unfortunate. You play to whistle, don't you? If you've just got to carry on, and as it turns out, they've scored that goal in a minute after the 8 that was added on. Yeah. So I think I personally
it's been out of half because he fetched Otagbeo on.
Yeah, but
that's where actually minute come from.
Do you know what? If they'd have scored in 97th minute, we'd have been saying, why don't you make a sub and slow it down a bit? I think you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. I think really we should, if we're going to throw any criticism, which they were dead on the feet, but we just didn't deal with it. There were 3 or 4 opportunities that the ball were bouncing around and nobody put the foot through it and cleared it. And in the end, they end up getting a goal, don't they? So it's just one of those, really. I think it's just down, for me personally, it's just really unfortunate.
Lucky bodies, that's what it was.
Well, they were dead on the feet, weren't they? They've played.
No, they were, exactly. So he got enough to throw on to. Now, after international break, hopefully, if we get Bernard back, 2 of 3 players back, Charles, Bernard, and Shaloba.
Yeah.
Them 3 will make a vast difference because, I know he's injury prone, Shaloba. Keep him on bench. Don't want somebody to chuck on for the last 10, 15 put him on.
Yeah, I remember when he came on at half-time against Middlesbrough and he changed that game last season. So, yeah, I do agree. It's just anyone, really, isn't it? Any bodies. We just need bodies at this moment in time. But
if Bernard comes back, you've got options in it at back, haven't you? I know.
Well, I think he's going to be out for a little bit longer, if I'm being perfectly honest. I don't think he's going to be back after this international break. I think could be kind of Christmas time. Because when he got asked, Henrik Pedersen, he said it's not great. And if he's only just back on the treadmill, then we haven't even seen him on the training ground yet, have we? We've seen Shalabar on the grass. We haven't seen Bernard at all. So, he's probably... I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to be, but we just desperately need someone. I mean...
Well, we're all right with Weaver, but he's not going to play forever, these young guns, are they? They're going to get injured at some point.
But the thing is, it just gives us options, doesn't it? Because at the moment, I think the formation that we're playing... we're stuck. That's the only formation that we can play. We can't change it at half time or change it in the middle of the game because the players that we've got we're a bit limited. Whereas if you do have a Bernard and you can shuffle people around a little bit more. Same with Shalabar as well. That frees Valerie up to play perhaps another position. Do you know what I mean? People can move around a little bit, even though Valerie's done great in that 6 role.
Although Valerie's been playing brilliant, hasn't he, where he is.
Yeah,
he's more effective where he's been playing these last couple of games, isn't he?
Yeah, he has. Yeah, I think that's been a bit of a a revelation putting him there, to be honest. But we'll see what happens. Ted, what do you make to kind of Saturday's game against Coventry? It's going to be tough, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel the worst. I didn't rate him at first, but you got a bit that momentum going down, and you got some 2 strikers we can't cope with up front. That big lump, that Sims, is it?
Ellis Sims and
we linked with him once.
I'm not too sure. Hadji Wright is the other one that I don't think they've got Ellis Sims, have they? I think they've got. Have they got rid of him? He's not. No, they haven't got rid of him. He's not really been featuring. He's come off the bench 5 times. But Hadji Wright's got 5 goals. Victor Torp, their midfielder, he's got 5 as well.
He likes scoring against. He does all that Sims, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. But we'll see.
I can't see us getting out Saturday. But I hope we don't like it's a bonus. But see how it goes. You never know. Send enough penalty or something.
Look, many people wouldn't have thought that we got anything out of the game last night. Many people thought they wouldn't get anything out of QPR either on Saturday. And look, we're
supposed to be getting battered, aren't we? 4 or 5 out every week.
I know. We haven't had one yet, and hopefully we don't get one this weekend either. But we'll see. We might not even be playing the game. Who knows what the players are going to decide to do?
We did it. But, I mean, if you didn't get paid at work, you won't work, would you? I wouldn't.
I know. Well, you certainly won't be putting...
We've gone on strike. I've got paid on that.
I think the big thing is the trust. That is the big thing. The trust has totally vanished now. And I think, all right, they've got that kind of camaraderie at the moment. They're all playing for each other, and it's kind of brought them together in a weird way, even though there's all the adversities going on. But come the end of the season, if any of the players are out of contract, unless we've got a new owner, but if it's still Depon Chansiri, I'm sorry, but they've all gone. All the players are going to leave.
Jamal Lowe been here next season. He didn't look like he didn't want to be in there, doesn't he?
Jamal Lowe, I mean, Deshaun Bernard, is he out of contract at the end of this season? Probably is. They'll all just be gone. Not one of them would stay, unless, like I said, there are new owners on the horizon, or new owners have come in, of course, and then they might stick around. But yeah, we'll see. Ted, anything else you want to say, mate?
No, that's it, mate. Thank you very much.
No problems, Ted. Thanks for coming on. Do really appreciate it. If there's anyone else that wants to come up, I'll come to G in a second. Press that request to talk button and let's have a chat. Talk about anything that you want. We can talk about yesterday's game. We talk about embargoes. Talk about whatever you want. Chansiri, Pak Shao, anyone about Sheffield Wednesday. Do come up and let me know. I've had there's a few comments over on X as well. I can't bring them up on the screen, but I will try and read some of them out. Matt says, what would be the point in the regulator if you can't force the chairman out? They might as well work for the EFL. Yeah, that's I thought as well. Like they will be able to get rid of owners, but it's never happened before, has it? So we'll have to wait and see as to how long it goes. Will, defo a handball, but then you watch Arsenal and Villa, where worse occurred. Yeah, but the ruling on that one, for people that have seen it, is the cross comes in and he slides in the Arsenal defender and it hits his leg first before it hits his arm. So the ruling is if it deflects off another part of your body first, it's not handball. So again, that's just the rules. So it looks worse when you look at it. It looks absolutely blatant, but it touched his leg first, so it's not a handball. Matt says DC doesn't care if we get a points deduction. No, he doesn't. Kelly says let the players strike. Paul, all we need to do is finish above 3 teams. We are above 2 already. Yep, definitely on that one. Let's see if there's any comments over on YouTube. Danny says, will scarves be here for Saturday if I order them now? We haven't got any, Danny, unfortunately. Oh, never mind. Thought they were up again. No, they are not. Not Friday, or maybe tomorrow, there might be some going up. Just on that as well, the scarves are for the protests as well. I know they look all right. They might be a collector's item, but like they're there to be visual in the ground. There was a comment from someone before asking when we could get one, and then I said, "Oh, your best bet is outside the ground. There'd be loads on sale there." And he said, "I'm not going anywhere near the ground whilst Chansiri is here." And I thought to myself, like, the idea of it is to hold it up in the stands and have a show of black and gold in the seats in the stadium, not hung on back of your seat like I've got it, or tied up in your car. That's what they're for. They're there for the protests. So, if you are going to be going to the games and using them, then fair enough. But they are like gold dust at the moment, but they are there for the protest. George Nixon, would anyone mind if Pedersen booted the ball at them? You know, I saw a cracking comment, and it said, "Shits hit the fan." Obviously in reference to Chris Wilder kicking the ball at the United fan. Craig says it's time for everyone to down tools, playing and non-playing staff. Just don't turn up. Natalie, I've just read on Sheffield 3 limited registration page, the New Avenue already hold the title deed to Hillsborough. Surely if he didn't pay up yesterday, has he forfeited the ownership rights? Again, questions that I have no idea as to what the answer to that is, but still, it's a question nonetheless. George, if we get points deduction this season, and it's already obvious we're going down, then it's like if someone gets 2 death sentences at this stage, we're not miles off at the bottom. Yeah, that's it, and we're still competitive at the moment. Right. Let's come to, I think it's G that's waiting in the wings to speak. G, how's things, mate? You all right?
I'm doing all right, pal. Cheers. Gut breaking last night, but I'd have taken a point before game started, so I'm just glad we didn't lose.
Yeah. It's one of them ones, isn't it? It's like when we came out of QPR on Saturday and I asked the question, is it 2 points dropped or 1 point gained? Before the game kicks off, you have to say it's 1 point gained, but when you're leading, and when you're leading right up to the death as well, you can't help but think that it is another 2 points dropped, isn't it, really? It's but you're right, though. It's a point that, at the start of the season, we were kind of scratching our heads thinking how many points are we going to actually get, and we've already picked up probably more than what we would have thought at this point in the season.
Yeah, it's something, James, I mean, after hearing about this points deduction, honestly, I can honestly say to the EFL, screw them. They just don't really care about fans. They only punish the fans and those that work there, apart from the guy that runs it. I mean, they're not fit for purpose in my eyes, because how can they be a proper organisation if they punish clubs rather than the man at the top, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of people saying that one, and it is difficult because what would you suggest? What would the punishment be then if they can't punish the club that the chairman owns? What would the other thing that they could do?
Punish the owner.
How though? What are they going to do as a deterrent for a fine? But then how much do you fine someone?
Fine him. I don't know how much. I'd say I'd fine him £1,000.
Yeah, but then the argument. I mean, I've seen people. You see it on TikTok or social media where they just park the Lamborghini. And get a parking fine, and they go, well, it's cost me £60 to park here, and they pay it because they can afford to pay it. Like, that's going to be a similar thing. Like, a points deduction is like far worse than any sort of other punishment that they can have. I get your point. It is from a fan's perspective, it's really, really frustrating when one person doesn't give a toss and it's affecting thousands and thousands of people, thousands of Sheffield Wednesday fans. Being affected by one person's just lack of lack of care,
Yeah.
attention, and everything towards Sheffield Wednesday. He tells us that he loves the club. Absolute bullshit. He said he will do the right thing for the football club. He doesn't want to harm the club. Christ almighty, 5 embargoes were on at the moment. Players aren't getting paid, but he doesn't want to hurt or harm the football club. Pull the other one, lad. Do you know what I mean?
You know, something, right? That BS he came out with, just all the BS he talks about. Oh, the squad's like a family. You don't. Thing is, though, them players have got families of their own, right? They're not family. They're just, you could call them friends, right? Like if you grew up with your friends, right, and you're very close to them, they're like family, and you know something, right, and you can do what you like with your friend.
He says things, and I don't think he really fully thinks them through. What he says or what he does say, he doesn't. He doesn't carry on with it. He doesn't kind of show us that that's what it actually means in his actions. Because if he did love the football club, he would. If I was chairman of Sheffield Wednesday and I have ran out of money, I'm sorry, but like if it's costing me as much as what he says it's going to cost him, what he said at one point in the Championship, £2 million a month it was costing him. Now it'll be less than that because he's not having to pay for the players. The wage bill has gone down considerably over the last 12 months. But if you get to a point where you're spending your own money and you're not enjoying it, everyone hates you, and you, as he says, you love the football club, I would literally just give it away. I don't know if it's as easy as that. You can just give it. If you give it away and you're losing £2 million a month, do the maths. That's £24 million better off that you'll be this time next year by not owning Sheffield Wednesday. So what is the point? Like, there is no point in him continuing. It just seems he's just pointless. It's like what Sheffield United were a few weeks ago. Like.
You know something, James? Right. The more I often think about him, the more less I like him, because I'll tell you something. If there's any more hated person at Sheffield Wednesday as an owner, it'd be that man at the top, because I think, personally, a lot of Wednesdayites, I think thousands of Wednesdayites hate him more than Chris Wilder.
They probably do, actually. Yeah, I mean, get it in the comments. Do you hate Chansiri more than you hate Chris Wilder? I think it's.
Yeah.
It's got to be a resounding yes, and it really, I would rather. Go on then. Here's one for you, G. Would you rather? So if it meant that that Chansiri, would you have Chris Wilder as manager if it meant that Chansiri was going to leave?
You know something, right? If he appointed him, that would make me a reason to hate him a lot more.
Yeah, but if you hadn't answered the question, would you have Wilder as manager? Wilder gets appointed as manager tomorrow, but Chansiri is no longer chairman. Would you have that?
No.
No, you would. Well, you'd rather keep Napon Chansiri than take Wilder on as manager. I mean, to be fair, if Wilder were manager, he wouldn't stay for very long, would he? So then we get rid of both of them, then, wouldn't we?
He'd get lots of stick. Because, and I still don't like him though, because he's a spoiled little brat. That's all he is.
Yeah, I agree. Gee, massive thanks for coming on, pal. Do really appreciate it, as always. I'm going to come to Matt in a second. I'm just going to read a few comments out. Derek says, keep finding him month on month until he sells, starting with 500,000. That's in euros, that's Derek, but he could do that, I guess, but he's got no money to pay it, has he, really? Dale is so far out of touch, he probably doesn't even know that we have 5 embargoes. Yeah, you're probably right. Dill, weren't something right big meant to happen today? Well, the loan on the stadium is due now. So he's over. We haven't heard anything's being paid or not. So yeah, only time will tell in regards to that one. Alistair, in regards to kind of the punishments on the owners, says they should make owners personally liable and impose extortionate financial penalties upon them. Points deductions serve to punish the fans and players. League One equals lower wages for players. How is that fair? Mr. J says, James, do you endorse a pitch invasion? I think there's probably things I can't really say when I'm on here, really. But I mean, look, it would certainly get eyes on, wouldn't it? If they're not already on us already, and kind of force action. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens on Saturday. James, TikTok. It's like Peter Pan with the clock in the crocodile. Not really sure I get that reference, James. You'll have to elaborate on that one. Steve says he owes some bad people money, so he's trying to get every last penny he can before he gets the boot. That's Steve's theory on that one. I kind of agree with that, but again, if he's spending his own money, if it is his money that he's spending, that is, then the longer it goes on, the more money you need. Like it's kind of counterproductive, and when the club's not making anything at all, it's not like we've got two wonder kids. I mean, well, we have got two wonder kids, but they're not going to be worth 50, 60, 70 million pound, are they? Like, it doesn't really make any sense what he's doing. But anyway, right, let's come to Matt, that's been patiently waiting. Just want to unmute yourself, Matt. Matt, how's things, mate? You all right?
Yeah, not bad, mate. You?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you very much. What do you want to talk about, Matt?
Just last night's game first to start with. I thought we played well. I would have took a point before the game, to be fair.
Yeah.
A bit disappointed with the way we conceded in the last minute, but
for me, I think we just had a game plan, Matt. You know, when we went 1-0 down, it looked like we just thought, you know what, let's just get to half time. At 1-0. I mean, as it happens, we went in one apiece, but it was, you know, they had a lot of the ball, didn't they, Birmingham? But we seemed to be happy just to let them do that.
Yeah, but I think that's going to be most games this season. I mean, our squad's a thin bear as it is, and we're already getting injuries. But I think we've done better than what I thought we would have this season up to now.
Yeah.
I expected a few 4 or 5-0s, but yeah, we seem to be. But I don't think it's going to last long. I think players are getting a bit fed up now with what's happening.
Yeah. It's not only that, it's just the fatigue that's going to be setting in. You know, I know we've got a game on Saturday, and then they have got a week off with the international break, but then we're getting into kind of the festive period is not too far away, and that's when I think it's going to really, really hurt. Yes, we might have a few players back at that point, but it's just going to be Saturday, Tuesday, Fridays, Mondays. There's games everywhere, isn't there, at that point, and we just haven't got a big squad, and I think some of these youngsters are going to, well, thankfully, the youngsters that have been put in have put a shift in and they've looked all right, haven't they? But there's going to be some others that are going to be having to step up, and it just depends on how good they actually are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm impressed with the three that's come in: George Brown, Harry Amas, and Eddie Weaver. I think there's some quality players there, but
yeah,
I think with Weaver and Brown, I think Chancery's going to be looking at pound signs for that one in January. Going on to the debacle at Football Club at the minute. As you know, I was a massive fan of DC at one point, and I backed him to the hills to the point where enough's enough now. And I think the only way we're going to get him out now is to stop games. I'm pinning my hopes truly on this regulator. I think they've got the powers to. Yeah.
So if we stop just on that point there, Matt. If we stop the games and disrupt games and stuff, like how would that get him out? You mean kind of EFL would have to step in and kind of find out what's the root cause of all of this?
Yeah, because the EFL don't want games stopping. You know, they're all about playing games. So they look at the stop because of you, Mr. Chancery. So what we're going to do about it. Therefore, it's more fines. Yeah, you know, more fines means probably more punishment. But perhaps that's how far we have to go to get him out. I just can't understand for the life of me why he's holding on. If you've got a business and you can't even pay your normal staff, why not just sell it?
Because that's the other thing. Everyone talks about pride, and apparently Thai people are very proud people.
Yeah.
Like, surely this must be the absolute worst thing, and you would do your utmost and do everything in your power to not have this happen. So, you know what I mean? He can't have much pride left. What pride? You know, how proud is he going to feel when he knows he hasn't paid players and paid people on time 5 times out of the last 7 months?
I just don't think he cares. I think he's got to the point now where everyone's turned against him. He's in this mess. He can't get out of it. He's just going to see the club go even further downhill. You know, he's not been at any games. I know his puppet Paxell's been at games, which I think he's in with it as well. I think he knows more than what he's letting on. But
well, he was at the game yesterday. I don't know if you noticed that, Matt. Paxell was at St Andrews last night.
Yeah, it's but that he knows what's going off. He can answer questions. But at the minute we've got no one else to aim it at. We're aiming stuff at Chansiri, but he's probably seen most of it on social media. But people around me to see it at the club and in person, and I just think the regulator needs to step in, and I think they need to force him out because the AFL have clearly not learnt the lesson from the Reading and the Morecambe debacle. Yeah. Morecambe were 24 hours away from going bust totally in the AFL. Nothing about it.
I think when it comes to stuff like that, though, I think what people have said is the owners have to sign things off in terms of like rule changes and things like that, and they're not really going to sign a rule change off that's going to hamper them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I do agree. I do agree with what you're saying, though, Matt. That a lot from the bigger picture, this sort of stuff needs to be prevented, and it's like, how do they prevent this? I mean, for me, not paying staff on time it should be like like a strike, and then once is if you can prove that like why it's happened, like if there's a genuine reason why it's not happened, and then again, or it should be if you don't pay him like 1 month, then you've got to give 12. I think that's what they got. That's what they asked him to do, is prove he got 12 months' money. And then at the point when you can't prove you've got 12 months' money, that is it. That then starts something else happens then and they move on. Maybe this is what the independent regulator is going to do. I have no idea, but it needs to be something like that. You can't just not pay people and then carry on. It's not like a business, like a shop on the high street that it disappears and another shop takes its place. You can't have however many 100,000 Wednesdayites just suddenly supporting another team. It just doesn't work like that, does it?
Yeah, and talking about boycotts as well, my boycott is I'm not going to spend no money in the ground, and that's just the way I see it. That's just my protest. People can obviously do what they need to do. But we miss a chance here who we know what he's like, and he is a very narcissistic man, and I just think it's a little bit of a game to him as well.
Yeah.
I think he's happy seeing the fans turn on him to the point where it's a little bit of a game. Because from a business point of view, if you could not afford to run your business, how are you going to keep going and keep going? I think the points deduction, if we get it, which we're probably going to either this season or next season, I think that's enough for me to say that's it now. We need to act more.
Yeah.
We do need to act more, but on the pitch, I'm absolutely proud of the players. They couldn't have done any better.
Well, that's it. I mentioned this last night, Matt, as well, and in a weird way, the fact that we're doing so well on the pitch kind of clouds or masks over all the issues off it. If we got slapped 5-0 every game, there would literally be nobody in ground. Like there'd be 2,000 people there. It would still say it's 20-odd thousand because that's kind of what they'll count all season ticket holders. But there'd be nobody there. Everyone would be absolutely so angry. But we're not. We're cheering them on because that's what you're human at the end of the day, aren't you? And the players are putting the effort in, so you're going to put the effort in as fans. And I think, like in a weird way, we almost need them to be really shit, and then the fans will get really angry. But because they're not, we're stuck between a rock and hard place. It's still like, do we cheer the fans, the players on, or do we just do something else which would get on the pitch, for example? Like we're kind of stuck between the two.
Yeah, and it's sort of like I totally agree with that because for me, like when you're winning or you're not losing, Chansey was looking at us. Well, I'm not doing nothing wrong actually because we're winning or we're picking points up.
Yeah.
So what's the issue? Whereas we still want to win football games because we're diehard Wednesdayites.
Yeah, he's tried his best to fuck it up, and we're still doing better than what we did at the start of 2 seasons ago. We've got about how many points did we have at this point? 7 or 8 games in, we had 3 points, I think it was, and we've got 6 now. So,
well, if you look at the comment he made with the Reading, they did well under an embargo. Obviously, clearly that weren't a joke. You meant that.
Yeah, they did well under one embargo, so I'm going to get 5 and see how well we can do with them.
Yeah, is there some sort of? I've heard there's some sort of 7-day grace period with this payment of the ground.
Well, that's it's obviously a relationship with New Avenue Projects, isn't it? So
yeah,
they're well, I believe they are a broker. From what Kieran Maguire was saying, like because they don't have, they'll have probably borrowed the money from someone else, whatever percentage, and then they're then lending that on to Sheffield Wednesday. As to why you would do that, and I've no idea. I'm not. When it comes to money and stuff, I'm lost. But I think the relationship is just between New Avenue Projects and Sheffield Wednesday, hence or Dejphon Chansiri, hence why they've just been rolling it over, and they've been happy to roll it over every month. So
I want to also echo what Matt said last week in regards to, I feel that this is putting a stone in place for the regulator, so they're trying to delay the points deduction as much as possible for the regulator to say, right, we've done this now, we've done everything we possibly can without imposing a points deduction.
Yeah.
Now you need to go in and do what you need to do. That's what I feel is happening at the moment.
Yeah, I think for me, the reason why I've stalled as well is because they want it to be. They want it to be a competitive league. They don't want one team to be absolutely shite and just getting battered every week, because it just doesn't look good on the league, does it? It's just a foregone conclusion every single time. So if they give us a points deduction, I feel like that could just happen, like your down tools and stuff, and it could create even more problems. We might see that we get a points deduction like at the end of the season, when games, when the season's finished, and we'll have a little asterisk at the side. Like he'll say that something's coming, and they'll have a little asterisk at the side of the points, and then it gets announced, that it's going to be however many points it's going to be. But also, as well, like I said, if we're going to get relegated anyway, that is the biggest punishment, is relegation. That in it really is for a football club. That is the biggest thing that you can do, is relegate the team. And if you're going to get that anyway, again, the regulations are there so people don't gain an advantage. That's why you have rules in football, in any sport, is to not gain an advantage. If we've broke the rules but we've gone shitter, like, we're not gaining any advantage, so there's no point in giving a point. Do you know what I mean? There's no point in having a points deduction, because it doesn't really do anything, does it, really? So I don't know how the other clubs are going to feel. I don't know how Sheffield United are going to feel if we break the same rules as them and they get one and we don't. But I've no idea.
What I fail to understand a little bit as well is he's mentioned before the struggle because of COVID. Now every single football team from Premier League right down to semi-pro were affected through COVID. Not one team is going what we're going through. Not one League One team, not National League side, not League Two side. They'll pay the players, they'll pay the staff, they'll run right. A Championship club, our calibre, should not be going through what we're going through in terms of payments.
Yeah, well, the thing is, we bought it, didn't we? As fans, we kind of just nodded and were like, oh yeah, that's we bought all these excuses and stuff when really we perhaps shouldn't have. But anyway, Matt, I'm gonna move on because I've got loads of people that want to come on and speak. But thanks for coming on, pal. Do really appreciate it. As always, some great points that you've made there. I've got Paul, I've got Big Artie Shaw, and then I've got Martin, I've got Peter that wants to speak as well. We might be longer than 9:30 if I have got I wanted to play a bit of a game later on as well, have a chance for someone to win some merch. So we'll see if we can do that as well a little bit later on. But let's come to Paul then next. Paul, mate, how's things? You all right?
I'm okay. How are you, mate? You all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you very much. I've got over that last minute equaliser last night. Just.
Do you know, I've rung up because I think as Wednesday fans, we really need to look at why this change needs to happen with this chairman. We need to look forward. I wrote this down, not that it needs writing down, but logically, every senior pro that we've got now is going to go at the end of this season or in January if there's a sale. Yeah. Under this chairman. I'm saying, why under this guy? Any youth player with prospect like Weaver or Brown is going to sell if he can get some money for. I think the points deduction won't be needed to take us to League One. We'll go to League One, we'll probably have a points deduction. We'll end up dropping through the leagues because we cannot sign under this guy anybody until he proves he's got the money for a year. And even selling a player for 2 million, 1 million, whatever it is not going to show accounts for a year. We're going to go right down through the leagues to League Two. He's got to go. I don't know how to do it, and it's getting really, really silly. I mean, I've seen a few things tonight where Thai Union Group start following a couple of people, which is absolutely bizarre. I I saw a tweet, and I was like, why are they following people? What have they got anything to? What is going on? I don't understand why there isn't somebody at S6 at the minute asking questions. What's going on? I mean, I'm not saying anything. I love our local press guys, but why has it took a Sky News supporter a month ago to get outside that training ground to stop Jamal Lowe going in to see what's going on? There's absolutely, it's almost like if Chancery wants to talk, he knows where we are. Well, he's not going to talk, is he? But this, we literally look like we're going to just bomb through the leagues. Just aside from that, didn't the EFL say, James, in a statement? I'm sure I read a statement from them saying, if you default on another payment, we will help you source a buyer at a reasonable cost for the club.
Yeah, I think that was that. I'm trying to look, trying to find that actually. Yeah, carry on whilst I'm just reading.
Yeah,
it now.
I'm just saying, because this is what brought me down to earth last night after the excitement and the lads battling. You know, when I'm finding out we're going to get a points deduction this morning from Sky, typical Wednesday fan, a little bit of light. Let's enjoy it, bask a little bit. A great point. Oh look, we've been fucking brought crashing back down to earth again. You know, but the fact that we are going to get a points deduction at some point.
Paul, I think I found it. It's this point here. We continue to pursue options available to us to resolve the current challenges. And to that end, the league is currently in advanced discussions with Mr. Chansiri's legal advisors on formalising the process around divestment of his shareholding in the club. Is that the bit that you're referring to?
Yeah, I thought there was a state. I'm not sure. I might be wrong, but I'm sure there was something that was said. If he defaults again, they will help source a buyer at a reasonable cost or something. Now, what's the word for the EFL? I'm really, really struggling to find out how I can walk into a football club, pass a fit and proper test, completely fuck it up, and then the club get hammered. I mean, I'm watching that thing that we've all seen on Twitter tonight about the Sky Report saying Sheffield Wednesday's broke this, Sheffield Wednesday's done that, Sheffield Wednesday's done this. That
it's about 5 months
all
late,
of
isn't it,
us.
Paul, to party, really? Yeah. We've been doing that for ages.
Yeah, but it's like when people say Sheffield Wednesday, I don't just see the chairman. I see the fans, I see the players, I see the club, I see everything affiliated with that club. All of those things that they're saying is down to the CEO, the chairman, HR, whatever you want to call it. One man. It winds me up. Sheffield Wednesday have done this. No, they haven't. Sheffield Wednesday haven't done this. The man that you've put in that's deemed fit and proper, isn't that him that's doing it?
Yeah, exactly. And there needs to be, like you said, they have the fit and proper test, and then you quite quickly become not fit or proper. But how there's not an ongoing... I suppose it's a bit like your driving test, isn't it? Once you pass your test, you don't have to take it again, do you? But really,
no,
you see some people driving and you think, fucking hell, they shouldn't really be on the road.
Yeah, but you know what, though? You're driving it. If you're driving bad, you get pulled over, you get done, and your license gets took off you.
Well, yeah, that's true.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
You see, in this state, there you go, mate. There's the keys. You know, I'm gonna like. It's like locking your door and doing something bad and nobody being able to do anything. It's absolutely horrendous. And also, like I said last night, at what point of play does mental health come in that the EFL are banging on about? Oh, you know, make sure you check on your mate. Oh, I'm checking on all my mates every day that are Wednesday fans because they're crawling the walls because of this absolute joke that nobody's taking responsibility for. The chairman's not going to come out.
What's happening is people have just had enough. Just literally, like, you know, rather than fighting back, it's just like, well, I've had enough now. Like, what's the point in carrying on? Or what, you know? And that is the worst thing, really.
Yeah, it is the worst thing because the way I see it going is, I see this whole process a little bit like Bricktop poking the dog in Snatch. Come on, bite me. Come on, bite me. Come on, bite. It's almost like he's pushing people so far. You know, I know there's been talk of Coventry protests and things like that, but you know, I'm scared of something stupid happening because this chairman is not coming out and speaking to anybody. Nobody's coming out, and also the social channels are like Radio Nothing's Wrong. You know, we're together. All this stuff with a team like, and I'm just embarrassed and I'm angry. I'm embarrassed because it's like, how dare you? You know, do all this to a fan base, and then oh, everything's okay. You're giving it. It's not right, and we all know it's not right. But something, like I say, has to change because we're just going to drop straight through the leagues. These players are brilliant, are absolute, but I can't get excited about Weaver or Brown as much as I want to, because I know that if they show any form of success or a bid, they'll be gone. And also, we can't buy any players when they do go. At the end of this season, how many players like your Max Lowe's and your Inglesons are going to go, oh, I'm up for another 2 years of this shit? No, they're not, are they? No. They're just going to go. And under this guy, we can't replace anybody.
Well, I've just looked on Transfermarkt. They seem to be the best place to kind of. They've got kind of contract lengths and things on there. Just looking, Barry Bannon's contract's up. Dom, Jamal Lowe, Max Lowe, Harry Mass, obviously, because he's going back. People that are on a longer contract than that, Jan Valerie is up until 27.
He'll go.
As is Deshaun Bernard, Charlie McNeil, Pierce Charles is as well, Sean Fashira, Gabe Otubeyo, and then 2028, Christ almighty, we've got him for 3 more years. Ike Ugbo, Olaf Kabatske, and Bailey Cadamartre. There is some we aren't any dates on. Liam Palmer, he must be up. His contract must be up in the summer. Svante Ingolson and all the rest are.
It's funny, James.
Youngsters, so.
All the ones that go past the end of this season are saleable assets, with the exception of Atibayo. Your Cadamartre, your Valerie. I'm sure after the World Cup, Valerie's going to be going under this chairman. He's going to be sold straight away. All the players that are staying longer than this season are going to go. We are literally, and we can't sign kids either at the minute, can we, until he can prove for fundings. What on earth? How can he stay? I'm not, there's been a conversation, I'm saying, how can he stay? I'm not saying somebody needs to push him out. I'm just saying, how can he actually fucking stay? How can he get through? We aren't going to be competitive in League Two because we're going to be playing with a semi-pro squad at this rate. All the embargoes that's put on us, how can we can't operate as a professional club?
Yeah, we can't.
It's mind blowing,
and we're just being allowed just to. I mean, look, like I just said before you came on, Paul, how in a weird way the fact that the players are trying even harder now is, if we were just getting spanked every week, things would be a lot different, and we're actually doing better than what we did 2 seasons ago at this point in the season. We're playing some decent football.
Well, it's sad, isn't it? If we had an owner now, a new owner, and we didn't have any money, but we had a new owner that had a vision and a plan, I think we could survive this season, looking at what I've seen and looking at George Brown and Weaver. But unfortunately, we've still got somebody that's digging his heels in that isn't even coming out. And you know what? He can't even say he's not digging his heels. He's not even coming out and addressing.
But you know what? How many times have you seen DC? It's like giving him a padlock and a key, and all you've got to say to him is, "Look, you've got to put this key in there and turn it," and he still manages to fuck it up. Do you know what I mean? Like he gets a manager in Danny Röhl, a fantastic manager. Everyone loves him, and he fucks it up because he can't. He makes so many bad decisions.
Do you know what? There's certain people, and I'm not saying DC's one, but it makes you think really hard. There's certain people in your life that everything they touch turns to shit, right? And even if they don't touch it, if they've been affiliated with it, it turns to shit. I.e., last night, brilliant result. Well done, lads. We didn't get 3 points, but battling performance. I'm looking forward to Saturday. We might have a little bit of a chance. Or, when's he going to get a points deduction at some point? Straight away on fucking Sky News this morning. It's like, you know what? He's not there, but he's fucking there. Yeah. Again.
Well, it's not like, I always go back to, beating Barnsley in the playoff. Like, literally, you could have sold anyone anything at that moment in time. Honestly, I'm sure the season tickets would have gone through the roof. And then next minute, what does he do? He gets rid of Gaffer. And then replaces him with an absolute bag of shit.
You know what? The business sense is just completely baffling. I mean, you know, like you say, after Wembley, any normal ownership boardroom would be like, fucking God, get the cups out, get the fridge magnets out, get the Windass shirts out of the back, fucking get the day tours at Hillsborough, get everything. Let's go, 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 go.
And
What did
I'm
we
sure,
get?
Paul, we've had these conversations many a times, but like, you know, you'd be getting the lads in and you'd be like, right, I'm going to sign all these shirts, and you could have flogged them for
mate.
500 quid. And
Oh,
people
my
would,
God.
and people would have. I mean, I know we whinge and moan about how much things cost, but honestly, you'd have sold.
Didn't matter.
But you don't even need to do them for 500 quid. Any good club would do them for the same price as what a normal shirt is. Do you know what I mean?
I remember driving back from London, seeing my mate in a really good mood. Talk Sport was on, like, yeah, we're back in Championship. And Jim White was saying, oh, and I got a word with Chansiri. We're going to go for it. And I thought, that's what he said, Jim White. We're going to go. Chansiri said, we're going to go for it. Fuck me, man. I have got no idea. I mean, listen, if it was my brother, I'd be literally saying, "Come on, you need some help." There's something not right. You've got to sell the club. Just sell the fucking
Paul,
club, man.
he needed that hand on his shoulder a good 3-4 years ago, to be honest, if we're being honest about it. Paul, massive thanks for coming on, pal. Appreciate it as always. A lot of people in the comments on YouTube. Louis says, Paul always speaks well, agree with everything that he's saying. Chef Cam says, love Paul's brick top analogy. Everyone like it. Louis also, well said, Paul. Lots of good comments for you there, Paul. So all good. Right, let's come to I think it's Big Artie Shaw next. Peter, I'll come to you in a minute, mate. I've got Martin as well that wants to speak. Big Artie, how's it going, mate? You all right?
Yeah, good, mate. I think it's another therapy session again, isn't it?
Oh, it always is. It will be another therapy session until that man leaves, in which case it'll then be a celebration. I think it's a week-long celebration, I think it is when it happens.
I'll tell you something, you know, there'll be parties in the streets when he finally goes. In fact, if ever we need an effigy for Bonnie night, then we know which villain we can actually mock up, can't we? Because he's not going nowhere quick, you know. And the thing is, it's now, you know, we're on 5 embargoes. He's failed to play players, so that's going to be a 6th embargo at least.
Yeah.
Then you've got Sky saying points deduction, you know, and it's just following on thread for everybody else. This is just getting ridiculous, and the organisations which should actually be protecting clubs or fans are nowhere to be seen. And I know that I'm tied, and they say, oh well, the regulations, we can only go by regulations, but when you have the poachers writing the gamekeeper's terms of reference, then you're never going to catch the poachers, because the gamekeepers are going to be basically fucked because they haven't got the tools to do it. And that's what's happening at EFL. The chairman have wrote the regulations to suit themselves, and basically a body like the EFL now can't do anything because they need all 72 chairmen to agree on any amendments whatsoever. This is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how this guy is going through, and there's been no challenge to his fit and proper credentials, which he did 10 years ago, which I still believe, and I'd love an FOI to come out and actually tell us what he was signing himself up to say I was fit and proper. Because I believe that he was using his, as I said before, and I've said it, banged it on for a few times.
Yeah.
I believe he's been using his family name, he's been using his brother's company and his old man's company to secure him as a fit and proper, and then after that, he's just languished, because clearly within the family he is useless, and they don't want nothing to do with him. And you can hear with statements.
Yeah,
the thing which is
just on that. I mean, I've got nothing to back this up whatsoever. It's just purely my opinion. I feel like when he came in, he had money. Like, clearly, he had money. Now, I really don't know where he's getting his money from, or has been getting his money from. And I'll probably say ever since probably COVID. I think COVID absolutely killed him. The fact that we had players like Alman Abdi, Adam Reach, those players that were still on the books, injured every week, not turning up. That season where we got relegated, I think after that point, I think he's made some really poor financial decisions, and we are now paying for that. That is my personal opinion. Again, I've got absolutely nothing to back it up, but kind of what you're saying there, I don't think he had the money. Where's the money come from initially? I think he did have some. I think it ran out quite quickly, and clearly he hasn't got that business behind him, earning money elsewhere to fund it. I think he's been getting money from elsewhere, but I don't know where that is.
I think as well, and just to add on top of your theory with COVID, I think to support that is actually he sent out to all the fans, do you want a refund, or are you happy to keep your money, your season ticket money in the club? And I reckon that there was a lot of supporters who thought, well, we're not going to the ground, so I want my money back, because I could do with that 400 or 500 quid during COVID when no one's allowed to work and everybody's on furlough and all that stuff. So the nicety of having a season ticket, 400 quid or 500 quid, a lot of people went, no, I want my money back. And I know that because the old man did that. There was an email to him, and they went, "Oh, do you want to keep it in the club, or do you want a refund?" And he went, "I want a refund because I'm paying to watch football, and if I'm not allowed to watch football because of this, whatever, why should I be giving you money?" And I think it's ever since then, then he's been scrabbling, and then this is where suddenly all these early birds are coming in, because I think he's thought, right, I need to get money grab as quick as possible, and hence why he then starts hitting it in December, and that's what I think that's what he's been doing, and I think his ulterior motive is, right, you lot wanted your money back over COVID. I'm gonna start hammering you now, and I know it sounds like tinfoil hat theory, and I don't want to come across as a conspiracy theorist at all. But if you start looking at things, you start looking back, and you start thinking about stuff like that, where fans wanted the money back and things like that, he's now thinking, well, I'm going to have you.
Well, that's it, Artie. Do you know what? Those conspiracy theories 5 years ago were probably just that. But as every year goes by, every month goes by, at the moment, every week goes by, those conspiracy theories are getting more and more believable. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, when things comes out about that Times article about the gold, this Ugandan unrefined gold, right? Come on. Now, I did a little bit of maths on that, and do you know if he could earn himself 10 million from this Ugandan gold? Do you know how much he'd have to weigh? He'd have to weigh this nugget 16 stone. So anybody who's listening, who's 16 stone, it's your body weight. That would have earned him 10 million. There is no way there is a gold nugget half that size. So if you do your maths, he's only gonna, if he has got this nugget.
Apparently he's got 500 kilos of unrefined gold. Apparently,
500 kilos.
Yeah, I did a bit of googling. Again, obviously the internet is the oracle. Everything you believe on the internet is correct, of course. It said it around about 30 to 40 odd million you would get for that sort of amount of unrefined gold. But also, again, if you ask the question, is this a sustainable way to run a football club, and would the EFL deem it sustainable? It starts talking about things such as money laundering and stuff like that, which, wild.
You start going down some absolute, payday loans type scenario, isn't it? It's like this loan which is supposed to have been paid, or some of it paid or deferred for next year. I know last week, Kevin Maguire. Yeah. Kevin Maguire. Right, a great listening. I love listening to him because he puts a lot of common sense into it, and also a great bit of understanding about it all. But when he said it might not be in the best interest of them who's giving him the loan to want it back because they don't want to ruffle the feathers. Well, we need someone to start ruffling feathers. So we need someone to say, hang on, I want half my money back now. And if you can't pay, and you can't get us in 7 days or 14 days, I'm getting a county court judgment in.
Yeah.
Because I want it back. And then if things start moving like that, it's forcing his hands. Let's just also remember it was only in May, July time that there was a second bid of £55 million offered to him to take the club, lock, stock, barrel, everything, and he could have fucked off in July. And all he's done now is absolutely kicked us all in the knackers now. And this is what it is now. It's just tortuous. And I echo everybody who talks about mental health. Mental health is massive, right? And there's a lot of people on X and things like that who are struggling massively. Now, surely that should be a trigger to the EFL, the FA, the PFA, God knows, to say this is torture now. This is literally people are being tortured for something which could be easily remedied by one individual just selling the club. But unfortunately, we're still sat there. Everybody's talking about us, but no one's wanting to move in to help us. And it's really sorry state of affairs that the one individual who could sort this out and we could move forward. Because bear in mind, if this sixth embargo comes in, that's another transfer window not going to be it, or a points deduction because it's a culmination. So it could be points deduction, and we might not be able to buy a player until 2028. As daft as that. Can you imagine that? So when Paul's just gone through alt contracts, or you've just gone through alt contracts, we might not be able to buy a player until 2028.
We'll start Vicky Ugbo at that point, though, Arte.
And he still won't be able to hit the fucking goal as well.
That's his only saving grace. Nobody can come in to replace him, so he'll still.
They'll be like that. We're going to replace him. But I'll be honest with you. We did really well yesterday. I love the fact that we battled, and fair credit to the players. Anybody who didn't get paid, anybody who don't get paid don't want to put a shift in. And fair play to them. Hats off to them all. They put a shift in.
Yeah.
They put a shift in yesterday and did us proud. And that's where I think, again, we support that team, but not that melon what's in charge of us, because it's just getting ridiculous.
Yeah, I do agree. Arte, I'm going to have to move on. Do stick around.
No problem, mate.
Do stick around though, because in about 5 minutes I am going to do a bit of a quiz with yourself and Peter. I want to test this out.
Oh Jesus, no!
So you've got to stick around. You've got to stick around. It's all right. All we've got to do. I'm not telling you because I don't want you to research it whilst you're waiting. But
right,
stick around. I'm going to get Peter's thoughts, then I'll come on to
you. Go on, then.
Peter, how's it with mate? You all right?
Yeah, all good, thanks, Bill.
Good. It's like we've just been like everyone's been saying, really. You get one bit of good news and then it's just followed up by it's round the corner, don't you? Some bad news. Players not getting paid, and then we get a draw, and then I'm sure between now and Coventry, something else will come out as well, which is going to.
I was just having a look while you and Artie were talking. I was looking at Coventry. They look like they're going to go second in the league tonight, and. So if they beat us Saturday, then they'll go top at league. So we all know what's coming. Wednesday's going to do what we're doing 1-0. So
they are beating Millwall 3-0 as it stands. They've just scored again. Yeah, Haji Wright's already got two goals to his name. Ellis Sims is the other one. It's just flashed up now. He's scored the third. So they are banging goals in left, right, and centre, aren't they? To be honest,
a couple of points. I'm sat here watching Arsenal in the Champions League, and they've got a fat bloke up front. Arsenal, God knows, I think I might get my boots out at shed and see if they want me, because I'm slimmer than him, definitely. If this is that Goikarez character, honestly, he's as fat as me, and he's just wobbling about up front. I just don't know what's going off.
Apologies, former Coventry man, of course.
I'm in the wrong game.
Well,
no, I've got a little bit of a moan tonight at a small percentage of the Wednesday fans last night at Birmingham. The support was, as ever, awesome, fantastic for 99.9% of the game, and I'm sure a lot of Wednesday fans who will go both home and away will be able to
follow me drift here. As I've heard some of your replays today, we're in injury time last night. The 8 minutes that became 11 minutes. From about 90 minutes, well, from about injury time onwards, before that, 88 minutes, there's fans leaving the ground. Wednesday fans leaving the ground. And you know, it's a notoriously bad place to get away from anyway, Birmingham.
Yeah.
Because they close all the roads off and you've got to walk back to your car, then get in a queue and all that kind of stuff.
And check if your car's still there as well, of course.
Exactly. And the fact that we're winning 2-1 in the situation we are in, we need every point we can get. We need every voice of support we can get. Yet there's young, old, kids, men, women, whatever, walking out the ground, you know, with 10 minutes to go. Unless you've got a desperate medical need, there's no way you should be leaving that ground at that time.
Peter, you don't get me started on this because
it absolutely boils my piss.
It's one thing that people will say I've got to traffic's rate bad. Like for me, I go to a Wednesday match. I don't go to many away matches, but I go home, and it is what it is. Like the traffic is what it is. Like I just know that I'm going to get back at. It's normally around about, I don't know, is it 6? I don't even know what time I get back. I just know that the day's a bit of a after football.
Write-off.
The day's a bit of a write-off. You're into evening, and that is what it is. Like getting home any earlier. Same with an evening game. Like, you know, you just know that's what's going to happen. I mean, if it meant that much to you, like it would kill me. How many goals do you see in injury time?
Yeah.
The last 10 minutes of a game. There's so many goals that get scored at that point.
Absolutely.
It would kill me to have been at a match and then walked out and then know that a goal was scored. You know, you might look at the Peterborough game, for example. There would have been some people, and there was, that walked out, we're not going to win now. Like you'd again, and there's going to be some people listening that we've pissed off by saying that. But I always stay right up until the end. Peterborough away, the 4-0. I stayed right until the end because it's the what ifs. I mean, I'm a bit like that anyway, Peter. I am a very much a fear of missing out type of person.
I've got two mates that walked out at Wembley. 120 plus 3 game because this is how much the supporters were. They didn't even know we were going to go to penalties. They were a replay, and I'm thinking, what the fuck? What's going off?
Yeah. Look, each to their own, Peter. It is.
Anyway, that's my moan out. That's me 2 moans. Goikerez and fans when people walking out. But the other little moan I've got is Birmingham. What a shithole that place is. It's terrible. Absolutely. They have absolutely no pride in cleaning the streets up. I've been to some bad grounds in my time or bad areas, but that is absolutely that's gone downhill so fast.
Yeah,
really has.
It's not. I mean, I went there a while back. I can remember being kind of locked in the car park because there were a brick that came over. You come out the away end and you go left, don't you? I think onto the main road. You side of a river, I want to say, and obviously all the home fans coming out, and they were like, a brick come over like a metal fence straight into the coach that were just in front of us and smashed the back window. Next minute, coppers shut the gates because they wait for you, don't they? Like down the road.
I think it's changed a bit now. We'd park not too far away in one of these Just Park things. Just Park on the Just Park app.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the car was still in one piece when we got back. So,
Matt's listening. Matt's just said, no pride in cleaning streets up. Council £700 million in debt, Peter. So obviously, Matt is.
I wonder if Chansiri is in charge.
Well, he might as well be, to be fair. But go on, Peter. What else were you going to say?
The big plus for me last night was obviously was Brown again, but the one shining star, shining light is without doubt for me Ernie Weaver. I mean, the kid is.
Yeah,
just incredible. I'd completely forgotten about the game at Frickley, the friendly at the start of the season, the under-18s, when I went to watch him. And I remember George Brown had played and he scored both goals that night when they won 2-0, the under-18s.
Yeah.
And I'd completely forgotten who played centre half that night, and it was Ernie Weaver. So how far have them 2 lads come on this season? It's absolute. I know circumstances have forced them into it, but they've grabbed it with both hands and they've absolutely they're smashing it, and long may it continue until Chansiri decides to sell them both.
Definitely. Peter, I'm gonna cause time's ticking on me.
Yeah, I understand, mate. No worries.
Let's. I want to do a bit of a quiz between you and Arte. So unmute yourself, Arte. Now, I don't know if people have seen 501. So obviously darts 501. There's been some videos knocking around. It's a great idea. Basically, we're going to have Sheffield Wednesday league appearances, according to Wikipedia, because that's the only place I can check. And let me bring up this little. If people watching on YouTube, I've got a little darts score up here. Basically, you've just got to name a Sheffield Wednesday player, and I'll check how many appearances they've made. If it's over 180, because you can't get more than 180 with free darts, then you've bust. So we can't have Barry Bannon, because of course he's had 7,362 appearances. But you've got to get down to 0 as you would in darts. You can go 10 over. So if you've got 20 left, you can get 20 or 30 and you would still win. You don't have to get it bang on. But yeah, let's see who we can get down there. So go on, Peter. I'll let you go first. Name me a player. You're obviously looking for a big score, but you can't go over 180, of course.
Bob Boulder, Bolder.
I mean, is Wikipedia going to have his numbers on there?
I would have thought so. He's a goalkeeper.
196. You've bust, mate.
Bastard.
Good. Let me see if I can 0. Right, go on, Arte.
Gerard Sabon.
Gerald Sibon. Let's have a look. How many appearances has Gerald Sibon made for Sheffield Wednesday? 129. It's a decent score. That Arte leaves you with 372. Go on then, Peter.
Jesus, let's have a thing. Andy McCulloch.
Bloody hell! I don't even know who these people are. Andy McCulloch, is he? I've got Andy McCulloch, the drummer.
MCCULL.
I've got it, mate. It's all right. According to 125 appearances, according to Wikipedia. Go on then, Arte.
I'll go for Brian Marwood.
Brian Marwood. Some people listening are thinking, who the bloody hell are these players? Brian Marwood, 128. That leaves you on 244. Go on, Peter. Let's have some more current players. Not current, but more like, up-to-date players.
More recent.
For younger listeners on this podcast.
Chef I listened to big one, but Chef Kikuchi.
Chef Kikuchi had a couple of seasons. Loved his swan dive celebration when he was at us. He had, do you know playing for us? Yeah, 64 is for Chef Kikuchi. Leaves you on 312. Go on then, Arte.
Gary Hooper.
Gary Hooper. Gary Hooper, 70 and then 12 on loan. That's 82. Leaves you on 162. Go on then, Peter. You're on 312.
Fernando Forestieri.
Oh, that could be a decent one. Nando. Is he still playing, Fernando Forestieri? I think he is somewhere, isn't he? Still, Limassol, he's at 128 appearances in the league. Leaves you on 184. 162 for you, Arte. You can't get 162 in darts, but I'll let you get that one. So you need 162 to 172 to win. So you can.
Right. Let's go for, because I'm trying to think of new younger players now.
Go on then.
Just for the audience.
For audience. Yeah.
Let's go for Stephen Fletcher.
Stephen Fletcher just recently retired, of course. Stephen Fletcher, nobody better, of course. Stephen Fletcher. How many appearances for Sheffield Wednesday did he have? 124. 124 leaves you on 38. Go on then, Peter. 184. You've got.
I might bust here. Kieran Westwood.
He's got to have more than 180. Surely, he's going to be in the 200s. Got to be. Kieran Westwood, 178. Oh.
Go on, my son.
I mean, strictly speaking, you can't get that, but I'll let you off. Leaves you with 6. I don't know if that's better or worse, Peter, because now you've got to find someone that's got between 6 and 16 appearances. That's a bit niche. You're not much better off, Arte. 38. So 38 to 48. That's like one season.
Firmino.
Akinfenwa.
Akinfenwa.
Good
Firmino.
answer.
I think I'm going to say he's got more. I could be wrong. 65, you bust.
Oh, balls.
Right, so that's a 0 for Arte. 6. Who's your niche player that's played between 6 and 16 appearances, Peter?
Ernie Weaver.
Ernie Weaver.
Oh.
Well, we've got this is league appearances
Good
though.
tactic.
But that's league appearances. It's only going to be 3 in it because he's only played on a 5 appearances according to Wiki. I'm going on Wikipedia. You can't disagree with Wikipedia.
Right.
So that leaves you on 1.
I've got plenty who's got 1.
It won't let me put 5 in. Why does it not let me do that? Anyway, you're on 1. 38 then, Arte.
Okay, let's think of someone. Jordan Rhodes.
Jordan Rhodes. He's played. Yeah. He's in the hundreds. Jordan Rhodes.
Oh, is he?
Jordan. 91 for Jordan Rhodes. So, bust again. Come on.
Fair enough.
6.
I concede.
6. Come on. 6, Peter.
How many do I need?
You need between 6 and 6. No, 1. Sorry, you're on 1, aren't
1.
you? 1 and 11.
1's pretty easy for me. Tyrese John Jules.
Tyrese John Jules.
Well done.
He made 1 appearance. You've finished on a. That's fantastic arrows, that Peter.
Thank you.
Joe, I enjoyed. I'm have to do that more often. To be fair, it was good bit of fun, that one. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed that. Arte, commiserations, mate. Let's have a look what you could have won.
Mate.
Revo. No, being great.
Put it down.
Well, yeah. We'll have to let's turn it the other way around, and we'll send it up instead of down. Artie, thanks for coming on, pal. Peter, yourself
no problem,
as well.
mate.
A good bit of fun at the end, of course.
Peter, well done, mate.
Good stuff.
Take care, pal. Cheers.
We had some decent comments in there. People were saying all different types of people. Who did we have? Mark de Grease was one of them. Rio Hatsuse, Jeffers, Emmy Martinez, Herbie Emanuelson, Ola Tidman. Matt says, does he win a speedboat? Damn, beating me to it. Kenwyn Jones for 6. Yeah, Peter could have had Kenwyn Jones. Forgot about that one. Definitely. Right, let's wrap things up there. Massive thanks everyone for joining this evening. Hope you've enjoyed it. Like to do a bit of fun at the end is always nice. Head over to Patreon, patreon.com/WTRD pod. Access the Discord. You'll also get all the extra episodes that we do. If you've come in late and you want to watch this back or listen to this one back, you can get that one over there as well. We're speaking to a Coventry fan tomorrow, which might be unbearable. Them talking about, have they finished their game? Have they won at the moment? Are they top of the league? They finished 4-0 beating Millwall, so they'll be in high spirits, of course. I don't know if I'll be able to stand that or not, but you'll be able to listen to the Coventry fan as well ahead of Saturday's game. Don't forget, it is midday. It's live on Sky. Let's see what happens. But no, thank you very much, everyone. Really appreciate you coming on, and we'll see you all next time. Cheers.